Chapter 22, Episode 6. Sarah was twirling her pen in her fingers, trying to concentrate on her American history assignment about a little conflict between the North and the South when she heard her father's helicopter landing. It had been 4 days since she had eaten any meat. She was trying to train herself to go longer without it, but it was causing her excess stress. Sarah put her assignment out of her mind, let the pen fall on the words 750,000 soldiers died in the battle, and went into the family dining room to see whom Daddy had brought to dinner. What the fuck? Sarah smiled. She intended on taking things slowly. The young man looked pretty strong. He liked his tattoos. Sarah looked at them. Generally scary subjects. Skulls, demons, wild predatory animals on the hunt, and a pretty big penis. She stared at it to see if it would stand up for her. You want to suck it, bitch? She did, but not right away. She had never sucked a penis that she hadn't bitten off. She wondered if she ever would. She might end up having sex with a man one day. There was no lesbian contract signed. She adored Susanna, but not because she was a female. Had she been something else, such as a male? Sarah smiled at her silliness. Is someone going to fucking explain what the fuck I am, where the fuck I am, and what the fuck is going on? Sarah smiled and took the step needed to get close enough to punch him in the mouth. She put a snap to it, a quick jab, then back to the defensive. She hit him the second time so that he understood the game. He tasted the blood in his mouth, got raving mad, and took a swing at Sarah's head. She ducked, punched him in the chest hard enough to break a rib, and slapped his swinging penis, mostly to confuse him, but partly because it was pointing at her. For a minute she thought about brains. He liked her, and he wasn't a bad guy. She couldn't believe how horny she was. She could smell her own blood between her legs and the blood of her victim. She pictured fucking him to death, but she wouldn't. She didn't want his sperm looking for an egg. He was talking and screaming at her, trying to get her to explain. She didn't. She just kept punching him. She smiled when she imagined her mother coming in and saying, "Stop playing with your food and kill it." Of course she wouldn't. Playing with your food was what live food was all about. It was one of the pleasures and luxuries of having a private dining room. Have some fun with your needs and privacy. Get crazy. What's so fucking funny, you fucking lunatic? Sarah punched him so hard in the face that his skin ripped. She followed with a left hook to the side of his jaw. After practicing her punches to the point where there was no resistance, she went through the elbow-breaking process, then the knees. She sat on him and rubbed her bloody vagina on his penis and felt it get erect. She took it in her hands and caressed it for a while, watching the shattered face start to relax and pass into a not-give-a-fuck expression. And then, just to see if she could do it, she sucked him to an ejaculation and didn't bite off his penis. She stood up and watched him enjoy his little trip. When he opened his eyes, she smiled and pounded her foot into his chest until his sternum snapped. She watched his fascination as she pulled out his heart and took a bite, twitching like a fish out of water.